Good morning, everyone. This is Brenda here from Just Brenda. I was thinking about my Alberta quilter there for a second, and yeah, wrong video. Anyways, I just wanted to say good morning to everyone and share a little insight that the Lord gave me this morning, a little nugget that I think might encourage and make you guys smile as much as it did me. Throughout the Bible, the Lord talks about how He is the gardener. He is, we're supposed to abide with Him. He's the vine dresser. He lifts things up and cuts branches off that need to be pruned off. And He does this so that we will bear much fruit. And we can only bear fruit when we are abiding in Him. In other words, when we are walking with Him in a close, intimate relationship, where we're seeking Him daily, where we're praying to Him, where we run to Him first, where we're asking for the Holy Spirit to work in and through us to affect the world around us and to affect us, to change us, to transform us so that we would be the people that God has called us to be. So this morning I'm reading in 1 Corinthians chapter 3. And Paul is actually talking about the divisions in the church that was happening. You know, some was saying, well, I'm following Paul and I'm following Apollos and I'm, this person baptized me, so I'm going to follow them and they've got the truth. And he's like, none of that matters. He said, I'm going to actually just read it to you so my attention is not going to be read on the screen. So it says, what, after all, is Apollos? What is Paul? Only servants through whom you have come to believe. As the Lord has assigned to each his task. I planted the seed, Apollos watered it, but God has made it grow. Okay, lost my place there. Okay, so neither he who plants nor he who waters is anything, but only God who makes things grow. The man who plants and the man who waters have one purpose, and each one will be rewarded according to his own labor. For we are God's fellow workers. You are God's field, God's building. So you might think, okay, so I was thinking about how I have planted all of these beautiful plants outside and that are on my back deck, and I just love sitting out there. And I was just thinking, oh Lord, how I enjoy watching them grow. And I have flowers and I have some herbs and I have some pretties and just things to kind of just make it nice out there when I sit out there. And everything this year has grown exponentially. Like I have this mint plant that it's like a monster plant, and my basil has grown wild, and I have cucumbers that are like growing like crazy. And then I was reading this and I was thinking, I planted that seed. I put it into the soil. I've been nurturing it and watering it and taking off dead leaves and but that's all I've done. I have not been able to make the thing grow. Only God can make something grow. So, and I was just thinking, wow, Lord, you've given such an abundant crop, and it makes me happy to see this abundance. I know that it's not my efforts. Yeah, I've put it into the sunshine, I've given it water, but that's all I have done. But God is the one that has enabled these seeds to grow and to make this beautiful abundant harvest. And I thought, with a little bit of pride, like, oh wow, I've got such a great harvest. And then I thought, that's how God looks at us. That same kind of oh wow, look and see what I have produced out of these people when we abide with Him, when He prunes and He takes away, and we flourish and we become the people that God has called us to be, because we've allowed the Son, which is Jesus, and the literal Son, to help us to grow, to help us to become everything that God has called us to be. So I hope, and I think that what I was kind of thinking about is the same kind of joy that I get from looking at my plants and seeing this abundant harvest, I think the same kind of joy God gets when he sees this abundant harvest come out of us. These spiritual fruit that comes out in our lives in tough times, in good times. And I think it gives him joy to see such an amazing harvest come forth that he produced from his hand, that he has made the seed grow. So yeah, that was my musings this morning. I pray that it blesses you as much as it did me. And I pray that you would bloom where God has planted you, that you would flourish, that you would abide deeply with him and allow the process of being pruned and not shy away from it. I'm always like, Lord, take everything away so that I will walk in the fullness of all that you have for me. So may God bless you today, and I pray that you would have just a wonderful day today. And bye for now.